Hi everyone, it's your coach Caitlin Lusk and welcome to day 5 of our 7-day self-love challenge. Today I want to share something that I had an aha moment with recently, and it's from the book called Bringers of the Light by Neale Donald Walsch. And I want to read an excerpt from this, and it's talking about how to create specific mental states. So I'm going to read this and then I'm going to explain to you how I applied it to our self-love challenge. So the passage is, let's try one state of being. Just for an example, let's pick peacefulness. Let us say, just for the purpose of this exercise, that you wish and choose to experience yourself in a state of peacefulness at all times, everywhere. Good. Now concentrate on that for a minute. Get in touch with that. See what that feels like. Put the book down, relax for just a minute, and go to that place right now. Good. Now choose to be that. Choose to be peace every minute of every hour for the rest of this day. Do you think you can be that? You can if you stick to your commitment. Because if you stick to your commitment and remain focused on your purpose to be peace, what you will find is that your body automatically does things to assist you and allow you to experience that beingness. So this is related to peace, but when I was reading this and I tried out the exercise that it suggested, I had this huge aha moment. So I go to yoga sometimes and I meditate a lot. And oftentimes when I sit down and try to clear my mind, what I feel like I have to do is to deal with all the stressful thoughts first. And I try to talk them down and I say, okay, that's not really that bad, or I can put that out of my mind. And I feel like I have to deal with all this stuff first that's going on in my head. And then I can be at peace and clear and mindful and all of that. What I realized was so simple that this book is talking about is that we can literally at any moment just choose to feel peace. I'm sure if you tried and you think about when you were a child and you were running around in the summer and it's hot out and you hear the ice cream truck in the distance, you can conjure up feelings of fun, carefree aliveness. It's the same way with peace or self-love or happiness or joy or anything that we want to create. We don't need to necessarily deal with the thoughts going on in our head first. Like I talked about in day 2, we don't have to believe those thoughts. We don't necessarily have to deal with them. We can always push them to the side and deal with them later, or just know that they might not be true and let them go. So the aha moment I had when reading this was that we don't need to deal with all this first. We can literally just go straight to the feeling of peace. And what I like about this is it offers the challenge of, can you do this for the rest of the day? So I read this yesterday afternoon and I tried genuinely to just feel peace in the rest of my day. So a lot of the things that came up about that would normally have frustrated me, I just knew that this was my purpose, to feel peace today, and I'm not going to let this bother me. And I know that sounds so simple, and we've heard it a million times in different ways, but for some reason, something about this really clicked for me yesterday. So I hope in the same way it can click for you. What I want to remind you then is that we can choose to be in any state we want. So for self-love, we can choose to just decide to love ourselves. Tony Robbins, if you guys know me, you know I'm a huge fan of Tony Robbins. He talks about this all the time. We can make a decision at any point to radically change anything in our lives, and that includes our thought process. So why don't, for today, and hopefully the rest of the challenge if you can, just decide to love yourself. So when those thoughts come up of, I'm not good enough, or, oh, I don't like that jiggle under my arms, or why did I do that, or why am I so behind at work, or whatever thoughts come up that beat yourself up on a regular basis, just decide, I'm not gonna be that today. I'm not gonna live in that space. I'm gonna live in a place of radical self-acceptance and self-love, and know that we're doing enough and we're doing the best we can, and appreciate and love ourselves where we're at. So that's my challenge today. Please share in the group if you're able to do this, and if you had any aha moments while trying to do it, and if you had any thoughts that were coming up that were trying to pull you off course and what you did to deal with them, or if you were able to let them go. We learn from each other, so I'd love to hear you guys share your experiences with this activity in the group. I'll see you tomorrow.